We are following new developments out of Washington. Overnight, President Trump spoke with Japan's prime minister about the response to escalating tensions with North Korea in the wake of that missile launch.
Tensions also growing with Russia. President Putin has retaliated against new U.S. sanctions, ordering the U.S. to cut 755 members of their diplomatic staff in Russia. And this comes as President Trump's new chief of staff, retired General John Kelly, the Secretary of Homeland Security, starts his new role as White House chief of staff this morning. He replaces Reince Priebus, who was forced out last Friday.
And we're going to have much more on that in just a moment. But first, we want to get right to the U.S. response to North Korea's missile test. It's most powerful yet that experts worry could reach major U.S. cities. Our chief global affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, has the very latest on this. Martha, good morning.
Good morning, Amy. There is no question this is one of the most serious challenges the Trump administration is facing. North Korea is making far greater progress on its missile program than officials ever imagined. Overnight, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe declaring that the U.S. and Japan fully agreed that they needed to take further action following a phone call with President Trump. That phone call after the latest military provocation by North Korea. Their second test of an intercontinental ballistic missile in the past month, traveling farther than any missile they have ever launched. The North Korean ICBM blasted 2,300 miles straight into space, but experts fear that North Korea could angle the missile to potentially travel as far as Washington, D.C. or New York. U.S. bombers conducting a joint exercise with South Korea and Japan in response to that ICBM launch, flying over the Korean peninsula in a 10-hour mission. The U.S. also conducting a previously scheduled test of the THAAD missile defense system, the Pentagon video showing a test missile being detected and intercepted.
People have been warning about the North Korean ICBM for 20 years. They've been barking wolf about this. Well, the wolf is at the door. This is a very real threat to the United States.
Nikki Haley, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, tweeting that North Korea's continuing provocations require an international solution. Done talking about North Korea. China is aware they must act. Japan and South Korea must increase pressure. Not only a U.S. problem, it will require an international solution. President Trump also weighing in on Twitter, blaming China, saying they do nothing for us with North Korea and, quote, we will no longer allow this to continue. Amy?
Yeah, Martha, so a lot of tough talk, a lot of tough tweets from the administration. But what about the U.S. being any closer to using a military option here?
Well, you know, Amy, a military option is always on the table, and certainly if we were directly threatened, we would no doubt take action. But the fear with any kind of, say, preemptive strike is that the response from North Korea could be devastating to our allies in the region. So for now, the president is trying increasing diplomatic and economic pressure. But as you know, Amy, many before him have tried that as well.
All right, Martha, thanks so much. We appreciate it.